Hello everyone. I am going to discuss about the hematology. So this will be the part 1 hematology, and I will talk about the anemia. Say a person came to Europe, he is looking pale and he is complaining about the tachycardia. He has a sometime episode of syncope, shortness of breath, confusion, lightheadedness. And you do the physical exam and you found his heart rate is high, and sometime he complained about the chest pain, and he could have hypotension, and so severity of the disease is depend. It could be very severe, it could be mild to moderate anemia, it could be severe anemia, but you cannot judge the young person and the old person. Young person even have hematocrit value is very low, still he could be normal. And old person, even his hematocrit is high, he could show the symptom. And also, like say someone has arteriosclerotic disease, even his blood hematocrit value, hemoglobin is normal, still he can show the symptom. Depend how much his has the arteriosclerosis in his system. And so the symptom shown by anemic patient, young and old, is different. And some people, when they are sitting down, they are normal, but when do the activity, they could show the symptom, and they could show the laborious breathing, shortness of breath. And you do the physical exam and you could find systolic ejection murmur, or you call the flow murmur, lightheadedness, mental status change, syncope, all of this. So you have to keep into mind young people and the old people. Person has arteriosclerosis disease, no arteriosclerosis disease, everyone will show the symptom different way. Even the hematocrit value is not the matter on here. Even the normal hematocrit is still, someone who will have a very severe arteriosclerosis disease, he could show the symptom. And what is the blood cell do? It's carry the oxygen. If it don't carry the oxygen, it cannot produce the ATP and all of this, then it can give this symptom. So main thing, you have to calm. Patient calm, he look pale or he is complaining shortness of breath, activity make things worse. And what you gonna do next? Ask even him more question. Next step will be ask more question. What will be your question? About does he have any history of disease, long anemia of chronic disease? Is he alcoholic? Because alcohol can give sideroblast anemia. Liver disease can cause it. So first know the history. Does he have this kind of problem? After take the history, do the physical exam. You already saw he look pale. He could have tachycardia. He could have hypotension if he lose blood. Losing blood can cause anemia too, right? So you have to take history. Did he recently lose any blood? So conclusion, person calm with the symptom, pallor, shortness of breath, all of this, what I mentioned. Next thing, to do the history. Does he lose any blood? Does he have anemia of chronic disease? Is he alcoholic or have liver disease? Then do the physical exam to know, does he have a shortness of breath? Know that he has tachycardia, he has low blood pressure. So you are, after take the history, know all of these physical exam, you are thinking, this person may have anemia. So what you will do next to know the person has anemia? You can do the CBC, hemoglobin and hematocrit value, and you found both are below the normal range. That give you conclusion, this person has anemia. Lot of things can cause the anemia. So what are you going to do after the next? Two tests you have to do, mean corpuscular value and reticulocyte. You are narrowing down your diagnosis now. This person have anemia, lot of things can cause the anemia, you are narrowing down. You do, your result come, mean corpuscular volume below 80. And now you are thinking, this person could have lead poisoning, iron deficiency anemia, thalassemia, sideroblast anemia, anemia of chronic disease. Now you are looking for what is the reticulocyte value. And you found reticulocyte value is low, below the normal range, and you rule out person cannot have the thalassemia. Thalassemia reticulocyte value will be normal. So you are counting another 4: lead poisoning, iron deficiency anemia, sideroblast anemia, anemia of chronic disease. So your history can already give you 2 hints on here that he is an alcoholic. If you think, then you think he have a sideroblast anemia. He has a history, have long history of disease. He have anemia of chronic disease. So if your history doesn't tell, then you can go look for iron deficiency and lead poisoning. You found mean corpuscular volume is above 100. He has big red blood cell, and you are thinking then person could have vitamin B12 deficiency, folic acid deficiency, liver disease, alcohol cause sideroblast anemia. So sideroblast anemia could have big cell or a small cell. Sorry for that. And myelodysplastic syndrome. And chemotherapy like methotrexate, zidovudine, phenytoin, all of this. One of the things you have to know, if this person has a trauma and he lost blood, he's a young man, and you found his reticulocyte value is above the normal range, and you found mean corpuscular volume is above normal or the close to the normal or above the normal, and you can find out that this is due to high number of reticulocyte, because reticulocyte still have nucleus and it is a big cell. So in this case, we are not worrying about. Even his red blood cell mid-corpuscular volume is higher. So you are coming now, mid-corpuscular volume is above 100. You coming to this, and history can rule out that he's not in chemotherapy. He's not an alcoholic. He's not doesn't have liver disease. So you can come, okay, person may have vitamin B12 deficiency or folic acid deficiency. So based on it, you can narrow down, and then you can do the lab test about the level of the vitamin B12 and folic acid. You found the mean corpuscular volume is normal, but you already diagnosed his hemoglobin hematocrit is low. So you are coming down into problem. It could have hemolytic anemia and anemia of chronic disease. So now you have hemolytic anemia. Hemolytic anemia can cause by two things. It could be he's losing blood due to trauma, or he has immune system is going on which is causing the problem to break down of his red blood cell. So history will rule out he doesn't have anemia of chronic disease, but you have to do now COM test. COM test will differentiate. If the COM test is positive, you are thinking that the immune system is break down the red blood cell. If it be not, history will tell the hemolytic anemia caused by the trauma. So now, based on it, you have to do the diagnostics test. I already discussed, but I'm just trying to discuss it again. Mean corpuscular volume is below 80, reticulocyte is below normal. You are going to test iron and you are going to test lead poisoning, and history will tell he doesn't have sideroblast anemia. And so reticulocyte is very important on here to come to the narrow down your diagnosis. And when you see the mean corpuscular volume is above 100, you can test for vitamin B12 and folic acid. And I've already told you why you have to do the COM test. After you diagnose all of these, try to find out, and you didn't find nothing wrong on there, but this person has reticulocyte is low. When mid-corpuscular volume is above 100, you expect the reticulocyte value will be below the normal range. And when everything you rule out, you didn't find anything, so you could think bone marrow is causing the problem, reticulocyte is low, then you can do the bone marrow biopsy. Before that, don't approach to do the bone marrow biopsy because it's an invasive test. It's the last thing you can do. Mean corpuscular volume in normal range. He doesn't have history of anemia of chronic disease, and his reticulocyte will be higher. And you are thinking trauma or immune system is causing it. Do the COM test, you will do it. So So what about the treatment? Are you going to give the blood to everyone? This is not the case. If the person is young, he doesn't have any symptom, just keep him alone. Give him folic acid. And if he is a young man, he can produce the red blood cell very quickly. Just if he have a problem, do the activity, and that causing the problem, through the symptom, tell him to do relax, and within a few days it will go away if the case is the trauma. If you have iron deficiency anemia, what are you going to do? Give him iron. If you give the iron, don't forget to give the folic acid. And he's producing the red blood cell, and his folic acid will go down. So give the folic acid. If it be young man, if it be old man, have atherosclerotic disease, even if he has a hematocrit value is below 30, give him packed red blood cell. Never give whole red blood cell. Give packed red blood cell. I will talk about the packed red blood cell. So for young people, don't do anything except they show the symptom. If they show the symptom, give them packed red blood cell. If a person lost a blood and you do the mean corpuscular volume, mean corpuscular hemoglobin, mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration, what do you expect? All value will be normal. So mean corpuscular volume normal. You lost just blood. Hemoglobin concentration. You have to know MCS. What is this? Mean corpuscular hemoglobin. Say, for example, make things big. He has blood cell who is 10 cubic feet, for example, and his hemoglobin in one cell is 10 gram. But this guy have a normal thing. He doesn't have anything, no iron deficiency, only he just lost blood, and his all will be normal. So here why we are more concerned about him for old man. If this have an ischemia of heart disease, he have atherosclerotic disease, if his hematocrit go down, he can show the symptom. The same thing also can, if he have is hypoxia, carbon monoxide poisoning, that also caused him chest pain in the cardiac ischemia, right? So we already talked about when to do the biopsy of the bone marrow. Its reticulocyte value is low, you rule out everything, then you do the bone marrow biopsy to find out that bone marrow is causing him to get the anemia. When someone donate blood, what the medical field do with his blood? They separate the blood. They separate the red blood cell, they separate the platelet, they separate the factor, all of this. And when people have anemia and he has a symptom, we give the packed red blood cell. And how we prepare this red blood cell? You give the blood, they will take like say plasma out and make it more concentration. Normal you have 32, 39 to 49 percent of the hematocrit value. When they take the plasma out, it can be go even 80. So every uh, unit of blood you will give someone, it can increase. You can expect that his hematocrit value will be increased 3%. And for example, an old man, he has a hematocrit value is 28 and he is showing symptom, and you give him 1 unit of blood, it become 28 plus 3, 31. Now one thing arises, you give someone blood. After the blood, you give the blood, person have high fever, chill, tremor. What happened? The person has antibody, you know that. And the blood you give, if these have leukocyte, white blood cell on there, patient antibody will react with the leukocyte of the donor. And all the interleukin, all these things you know, and then those things will come and will cause the fever. Febrile reaction will happen. So what we gonna do when someone donate blood, we'll wash this blood to take out the leukocyte. So this can prevent non-hemolytic transfusion reaction. What other thing you have to look, observe this patient. You give him a blood and you found he has kind of tremor, all this thing, and you have to know his blood calcium level, calcium gluconate. When you see the calcium level is down, so you have to give him calcium gluconate. And because they have hypocalcemia. So this one, I talk about the general about the anemia. I will give you more lecture about this. Now next topic will be microcytic anemia. I will show you my book little bit. So when you will look at it, and you will probably will find out what did I talk so far. So our next topic will be microcytic anemia.